I'm once reminded again, and in these past few months, I've been able to become normal again, or what you call being normal. I was able to go to bed without thinking about death, or just jumping out of bed and being in shock when I think too deep. And in these few months, I've been trying to protect that mental or mindset. But I guess my eyes are open again. Or you could say I'm sober again. I guess you can call it the illusion that I was in. I'm reminded that there is death in life before. In my normality, I was able to just live a day without ever thinking about it and just have what you call a normal day. And you just call it a day. You don't really bring awareness to yourself that you are existing for that one day, and that existence could just vanish again. And everything that you know, or who you are, or your consciousness, you could say, would just vanish. But yeah. Actually, during that few months before, when when I was in this phase, you could say, I really thought to myself, like, what exactly am I doing with my life? I mean, when I went to school, I asked myself what I wanted to be, right? Who did I want to be? Like, from elementary to high school to university, what did I want to be? And I wanted to be a doctor, right? That was my goal. And and you could say that that dream is pretty much not gonna happen, right? Because your record on your university is like permanent. It's like a permanent record. You can't transfer to any schools because your GPA is too low. And I wouldn't say I have the financial income to just continue learning. It would be a waste. Trying to catch up to a high GPA. It's just too hard to balance it out. But yeah, ask yourself, what am I doing? Really, I once brought awareness to my life again. Like, what am I exactly doing with my life? I've been just distracting myself, anyways, letting time pass, just letting time pass by, and distracting myself with entertainment. Like, what's the point of that? And there's always like this plan set out for you, right? As a child, you are meant to go to school, you're meant to grow up, and then you enter university, and then you study for a certain type of job, and then you get that job, you work for that job, and then you try to find a wife, and then you have a child, and then you try to grow that child up, and then you become elderly, and then you die. That's the plan. The plan for generations and better generations. The exact same plan that everyone always head towards. And I just feel like that's just really like, is that really our life? Is this what we're meant to be or meant to do? Like, there is like no greater purpose, right? What exactly is the greater purpose of life, right? And it's I'm coming at an age when I'm at that stage when I have to decide on what to do to make an income, right? And there's like so many options. There's so many options of how like I really want my life to go, right? So many paths. I'm at that stage when you can choose to go any path, right? But once you pass that stage, and if you choose that path, it's really hard to change after that. Sure, you can try, but it is possible. But you have to restart all over again, right? So yeah, that came. And so yeah, I had that question, right? As I mentioned before, who would I want to be before, right? And I said I want to be a doctor. And then I asked myself, why did I want to be a doctor? And I remember it. I remember when I was being taught how to bandage someone, and I practiced bandaging someone. It really made me feel. It made me feel good. I know I was like healing them, but I also felt like it was healing me too for some reason. I got like, it made my like, I don't know, skin like all like electrify, and it made my stomach have like butterflies, you could say. And I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I feel like I naturally was interested in that. And then I asked myself, why did I want to be a doctor in the first place? And yeah, I remembered as a child, I really, what I wanted to be was a hero, right? But there isn't really a real hero in, you could say, in real life. Not the ones like in the comic books or like the animation or movie you see, right? But being a doctor is the closest thing to it, right? You try to save lives as best as you can, right? And then I remember, yes, a hero there's more to hero too, right? And the purpose of a hero is just to change the world for the better, right? So yeah, even if I can't become a doctor, I can try to change the world in another way, right? So yeah, I think I'm going to head toward that direction. for the limited time I have on Earth, I think I'm gonna head towards that direction. But then I asked myself, am I sure I really want to head this direction? So I thought of like what else there is to head towards. And in my brain, I just started to make like a branch of routes, of possibilities I could go to, right? And it's like this, right? You say this is my point that I've come towards. You can say this is my present, right? And I said, one of my direction was to try to change the world for the better, right? And then I realized, what if life is just, what if I just become selfish? What if I just look for, like, I don't know, try to enjoy like every single pleasure there is to the world, right? But I ask myself, even if I do enjoy like every single pleasure, what's the point of life anyways? Was it just to enjoy all the pleasure the world that has to offer? I mean, if I have like an analogy, like, well, you could say a metaphor. I would say it's like a roller coaster, right? You enjoy it the first few times, and if you would just keep riding the same roller coaster at the same time, you start to become numb to it, right? You don't become excited. You just let the roller coaster ride you, and you just feel the force, the gravity it pulls you towards. You just keep feeling your body getting pushed around, right? So I don't really understand that. And plus, I don't even know if I can feel pleasures anymore. I feel like I'm so numb that I don't feel any excitement anymore. I haven't felt truly happy in like forever. I don't even know if I felt happy ever. Like true happiness? Like happiness a child gets when they open a present? I don't know. Or at least I don't remember. But yeah, there's this other path. I guess another path would be just to make us like as much money as possible, right? I guess that still fits within like to enjoy every pleasure. But it seems to me like the world focuses on just as making as much money as possible. Just keep making much more money. More money, more money, more money. I feel like that's just how the world works, right? And I don't understand this part either. Like, what's the point of making so much money? I mean, sure, money does provide you like the necessities, right? I had like a roof to live under and like food to eat to live another day, right? But what's after that? I mean, after that, you use money for like pleasures, right? But once again, like, I don't feel any point of like, let's say you just buy a bunch of cars, like, they all do the same thing. They just look a bit different. right? They still get you to point A to point B. Even if you get like a supercar, you can't even drive it at like 200 miles per hour. It's illegal, right? There is no highway that like lets you do that. So basically, the top speed that you can only reach the top speed for the speed limit with your average car, right? So I feel like there is no point to that either. And for like the rich people, I don't understand them either. Like, what's the point of making more money and just keep making more money, but using that money to even make more money? Like, what's the point of that? I mean, when is the stop, right? Are you gonna carry all your money when you die? Like, are you gonna spend it on something? Is this something like at the afterlife they can use all that money to spend for? I just don't understand what's the point of just using money to make more money and like that. I mean, if you use money to like change the world, then that's different, right? But rarely, like rich people do that. They just, as I said, they like to enjoy every pleasure, right? I mean, if I imagine being really rich, right? I mean, like I said, like I would probably like enjoy like everything like a rich person does, right? Eating like the most, I don't know, expensive steak and like what else do rich people do? Uh, drive the fastest car, get the most biggest house. Like, I just don't know. Party every single day. I don't even know. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what is there to keep making more money for, right? So yeah, I don't really see that route either. But I ask myself, right, you can't change the world without money, to be honest. You really can't. You can be like a protester and shout out your lungs. Like, I want this to happen. You want the government to change this. You can keep shouting and keep saying stuff, but you're never really going to change the world if you don't do it, right? I don't know. This is the other route. What else? What other route there is? Maybe just let. Hold on. Maybe it is what I'm doing now. I'm just letting time pass me by. If I ever do anything, I just keep distracting myself. Not looking to do any of the other three, right? Just keep distracting. And just let time pass. And just let life push me around, like go anywhere I want, right? And you say you're just going with the flow. Yeah, exactly like the flow. I mean, if you were like a wave, you're going forward and forward and forward until you crash, and then you no longer become a wave, right? Man, what am I doing? Exactly, what am I doing? I'm just keep distracting myself. There's so much I could do in a day, but I just keep distracting myself. I keep wanting to say, like, to myself that I won't die, right? I won't die. But as I said, reality came singing back in. So yeah. What other route there are? I can't think of any off my head right now. I feel like these are like really the 3 things or 4 things. Yeah. I just think this is the way to go. I thought about this is the way to go. There's like no other way. Like, what's the point of doing all the other ones? Going with the flow, yeah, you basically you just don't have a life, to be honest, right? You just keep going with the flow, never doing anything. Always just doing, you could say, the bare minimum. And you call that life? I guess to enjoy pleasure. It's, you could say, the most selfish thing, right? Right. But what is pleasure, to be honest? I don't understand it because I never felt like happy. And keep getting rich. That seems like the most realistic answer. That's like the one that you are like always taught as a kid, right? I guess enjoying every pleasure is like in the heart, and like keeping getting rich is like in the mind, right? But this one, you could say this is, I feel it. I feel like I want to change the world. I keep feeling it, but I can't keep. I keep going with the flow, and I keep distracting myself. I keep not heading towards this path. I feel like every time I think about like an idea or a thought of changing something or doing something with the world, it makes me shake. It shakes me to my core, right? Actually, I had thoughts that made my heart go beat faster, right? So I can't. I feel like this is the way to go, right? I feel like all the other ways just have no point. Like, the point of living is like to change the world, right? To do the exact thing your like ancestors did, to like carry on, like find new things and like teach the things to the next generation, and then you can pass it on to humanity and make it easier for them, right? Or better for them. But I don't see any other goal, right? I don't see any other goal. There is no other greater purpose. I feel like this is the goal you just want to go towards and try to set the bar as high as you can, right? And if you can go high enough, then that's good, right? Yeah, I've had I've had so long about these, and yeah, I feel like this is the way I want to go.